Good morning. I wanted to talk about this picture that I shared in Discord, and there's actually things that we need to expand on, and it's also telling us about the evolution of retail trading and traders. So if you're not aware of the sentiment, and perhaps you're just a complete beginner trader, you're going to be up here, and a lot of the people are. Lots of people in the world are in this category. But what we're seeing people wake up. Okay, and then them waking up en masse is going to have a huge impact for us as sentiment traders. Okay, so currently, a lot of people in here, and then they see some inconsistencies. You can see things that are not quite adding up. Like the COVID thing, lab leak, lockdown. Was the lockdown really essential? Was those masks really required? Was it just like a psyop? Was it to get people to just get locked down in order to reset? You start questioning things, and then you get to this bit, and they lie all the time, and which is pretty much the case because they need to sell things that, in order to sell things, they need to get people to buy, and vice versa. Okay, so it's just a case of them having some goods that they don't want anymore. They want to sell those goods to an unwilling public. The public will buy those goods at a price that the market makers designate, and then they're caught with some really dodgy goods, and then they have to sell it, and then they're at a loss. All right, so it's a supply demand mechanics and dynamics. Okay, and then I'd like to think we're actually in here in our Discord. We should be around here, at least 3 or 4, and then you find humour in their pathetic attempts to manipulate. Now, the thing I want to talk about is that if retail traders are evolving into this bit, that we're going to see a lot of hodl. And in hodl, I mean like hold on for dear life, holding on to a trade, perhaps with no stop loss, and then just hoping that it's going to turn around. Now, the thing is, we need the retail traders not to do that. We've got to get them out. They have to get stopped out. Okay, so just a fairly quick video about the evolution of retail trading and the traders, and we could be coming up to like an awakening, like an enlightenment. Because of X, we've got like the free speech, and we're sharing ideas, and people are waking up to like the cruel agenda that's been happening for centuries. And the news media are in pockets. They're basically in bed with the banks, and they basically supply the fear. And when the fear comes into the fray, then we're going to be bearish, and then we're going to want to sell. When I say we, like retail traders, small time traders. Okay, so what may happen, because we're going to have like some kind of stagnant environment where if we hodl, which is possible, and then we're going to need to potentially have like a scary news event, but it could be a legit one. So we could be getting to like a peak awakening, which sounds a bit crazy, and then they'll have to do something so we get reset, and then we come back here. So it goes into like a yin yang, to and fro, fear and greed. Like a big cycle. Now, currently, if we're all retail traders, all going to come down here, there needs to be something. There needs to be a change. There needs to be like a reset. So perhaps a scary news event, a legit one, maybe, that we can't question, and then it's going to be bad, and then we could come back here. But I can't see anything that's going to be that bad. Perhaps China could invade Taiwan. I'm not sure whether or not that's going to be legitimately humongously scary. I'm not sure, but we may need to have a reset. And this is the worst case scenario for us as sentiment traders, and it's the worst case scenario for the big fish, because they can't have the people that they sell to not buy. They have to buy the BS, the bullshit. Okay, so basically, it's going to be a little bit problematic if we all come down here. So the less people know about sentiment, the better. and hopefully people are going to stay in this category. But I've got a feeling that they're not, and they're going to start waking up. So just a little bit of an insight here, and with any luck, they remain in this category. But I'd like to think that we are in here 3 or 4 in the Discord, because you start to realise the sort of like the tricks that they do. And just a quick one on the sheet is that it's all been reset. The QDB scores has been it's ready for this week ahead, and the calendar is ready as well. And in terms of calendar, we haven't got that much this week, which is good. In fact, there's no high severity events on Tuesday, which is quite nice. So just a quick one there, and hopefully we don't all wake up to this, because we don't want it as sentiment traders. We need them to be stopped out. We need these SLCs to be probed. If they're not going to have stop loss, we're going to have some really skewy moves, and it's going to be pretty horrible. But as long as you're on the right side, you should be fine. But we may be seeing some kind of like a shift in the public perception, and they're going to start to awaken. So we're coming up to some interesting times. In the next 5 years, we probably are going to be around here, and there might have to be some kind of a scary event, and then we're going to go round and that cycle again. So something to think about, and then we'll have to wait and see. But less hodl, the better. All right, so have a good weekend, and I'll speak to you soon.